When you get ready to make a new quilt, do you look for fast, for fun, or for florals?
How about all three?
Great idea. Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Café.
We have a great show lined up for you today. We are going to show all of the patterns from the book Fast and Fun, and we're going to use
All floral fabrics.
so it's a lot of fun. Now, when we first did this particular one, we've got some kitties in there and we've got some other things, but we're going to put them all in florals. And I'll get started because I match the
You
first
do.
quilt today.
It's perfect.
And it was not planned. It was totally an accidental thing. Okay, so the very first one is called City Lights. And City Lights, don't I match well? So this one is great, and this fabric sold so fast that we put it together with a new fabric. It's got a great big focus block, and then I love, and I know you do too, these little marching blocks that go up, and such a super simple way to go. So let's put that one up here, and I will show you the new fabric.
I think this quilt is absolutely striking with the black and white.
It is, and I think it needs to go to my house.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
look so nice at your house.
It would look good, wouldn't it? And it would look good with my clothes. Okay, so we have our focus fabric. So this one is going to be a replacement for this, but you'll get a very similar look. And you can ask your quilter to quilt it with white so it really makes that border. Doesn't that look
gorgeous.
great? Lucinda
Yes.
did a great job.
I like how it pops.
Yes. Okay, so this is the focus fabric here. And then the background is that fabric that's going to really make the remainder of the pieces pop. And that's going to go here. And then the third fabric is this great Moda Grunge, and it's going to go here, and it'll be in the little marching blocks.
Gorgeous.
So I think it will be gorgeous. So this one is 8022016 Floral Sketches. City Lights is the pattern that we used for this, and it is available in the book Fast and Fun, where you have 8 patterns, or you can also take an individual pattern free when you buy that kit.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so show us the next one, Fran.
What's next? Well, this one is Brick Street. I just love this one because it's got a little bit of movement and a little bit of playfulness to it, and it's just so much fun. We have our block here, and it's turned one direction. Same block turned another direction, so it gives it a lot of movement without a lot of work, which is the fun and fast part. So let's put that on the table. And we have some gorgeous batiks here. Oh, this is going to look amazing.
I think so
in
too.
Brick Street. So what we have here is our #1 fabric is this wonderful green and blue with a little bit of grays and purples in it for our focus fabric. And of course that is going to go in one of the blocks. And then in our number 2 fabric, wow, look how perfectly that matches.
I love it.
It's just so bright. It almost looks like a sunny day. I mean, you just see the fabric and it looks like a sunny day. And that will go in your background here. And then our #3 fabric will go in the alternate block. So one will be here, one will be here.
And I want to chime in a little tip for our customers that this particular quilt, you really do need to use either all non-directional fabrics, or if you have one directional fabric, you can use it in the #1 spot, but the #2 spot, it's going to be turned. So if you, or your #3 spot, it'll be turned. So if you have a directional fabric, I would avoid putting it in this and just use a non-directional. So these are all 3 non-directional, so you wouldn't have a problem, but just a little tip for you there.
That is a great tip to always keep that in mind. Check your pattern before making anything with a
Right.
directional fabric. Now we love directional fabrics and we have plenty that you can
Oh,
do.
yes.
So let's get the information on this kit. It is 8022017. It is called Zen Garden. The name of the pattern is Brick Street, and it is available as an individual pattern or again in the Fast and Fun book.
I really like that. It's going to be gorgeous. Okay, the next one is called Garden Path. And I like Garden Path because it has that focus fabric in the larger block. And then it's super simple to make this block. And it has the different squares going up on the quilt as well. I really like that. So let's put that one up here. And this one reminds me of pressed flowers.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. Remember when you were like 12 or 13. And do you remember your assignment?
I had a school project where I would go gather wildflowers and then we press them between the pages of a book.
Yes. And
fun.
we had so much fun. We made a day excursion. We took the camera. That was back in the olden days when you had to get them developed.
Yeah, before phones.
But I hate to say you lived in the olden days.
I did. It's okay.
But anyway, we took pictures. I still have a picture of me with our cat, and I can't remember, what was that cat?
Gordon.
Oh, Gordon, yeah. We called him Flash Gordon because he'd tear through the house.
Yeah.
And we were out in the backyard after we finished, and we had a couple of more pictures to take. Okay, I'm going on and on. But I love this because we had to press all of those flowers, and it was fun because they actually retained their color, and we put them in those
Right.
protections.
Sleeves.
She had a great big fat she got a great grade on that one.
It was so much fun. And the colors on this are just so vibrant and gorgeous.
Aren't they? They are. They are just gorgeous. So this will be our number one fabric, and it's going to go in the largest block. Your focus fabric always goes in the largest block of your quilt. Then you take that out of the equation. You have 2 pieces left over, and you want your lightest to be in the background so that it will be like a backdrop for the other 2 colors.
Okay.
And then the number 3 is your darkest between these 2, so you don't pay any attention to the number 1. Sometimes your number 1 can be a large print and it can be dark, but these 2 will be compared and it will work out every time for you. Okay, now this particular one is Beauty in Nature 8021718. Garden Path is the pattern. It is available as an individual, and it's also available in the book Fast and Fun.
Oh, wonderful. So our next quilt here is called Park Place. Now, if you happen to see our trivia video and we asked the question, what is one of your favorite quilts? This was in the contention of one of my favorite quilts. So I thought that was a lot of fun. This is one of my favorites. I love that it has a little rectangular block and then this kind of rectangular 4-patch here. It's really a lot of fun, lots of movement. Let's put that up and look at the quilt that we've chosen for that one.
Now you've got something special on this one, Fran.
I do. I have pieces
Yes.
and parts for this. So this quilt is just amazingly fast. It is actually put together with strip piecing. And as you can see here, all we're doing is taking long strips of fabric that are cut with the fabric and then sewing them together and then cutting units off. So let's see that for real here.
All right.
All right. So what we have here, now this is going to be our big block.
It's always so funny to say this is going to be the big block, and you can't really see it until you get that piece cut.
You're right. Maybe that was the wrong, but so you've got the strip piece here. So we've taken our focus fabric and then our number 2 fabric here and sewn them long strips, and then we're just going to cut a piece off, and that is just like this here. So you can see we've just sliced a piece off like a pizza, and then we're going to just lay this over here so you can see how this goes together. And then we're going to take other strips and sew a strip on each side, just like this.
It's almost like magic the way it goes together.
Simple. So simple. So very easy. Now, of course, our seam allowance is still on this. That's the reason why it looks a little different there. And then on our second block, which is like our rectangular 4-patch, which is so fun, very similar. We have 2 pieces of fabric, our 2 and our 3, or no, I'm sorry, this is our 1 and our 3. And then we're just going to cut those off again, just like this. And we're going to cut 2 of these for the block, and we're going to rotate 1 so that you can get that cool 4-patch. So
That's
let's
neat.
lay that on there so that you can see how that's going to work.
Would you like to block that
Oh,
one?
yes, let's do.
All right.
All right. I just love this fabric. And if you guys are not aware, this is actually Donna's fabric. And it looks so great in this pattern.
It does. And I do love it. It's bright, it's colorful.
Yeah. And it's just going to make the sweetest, sweetest Park Place quilt. I just love it. All right, let's look at the kit because I know they're wanting to know that.
All right. There we go.
All right, so our number 1 fabric is the fun turquoise with the multicolored flower on it. Just love it. our bright green that expresses all of our neat little thoughts here, joy, love, peace. And then our number 3 fabric in the dark blue with the floral. This kit is called Floral Flourish. It is 8021759. And it is the Park Place pattern available in the Fast and Fun book, or we also have the individual pattern for that as well.
Great. All right, so the next one, now, as many of you know, whenever I create a book, and Fast and Fun was a total book that we're showing you today, I always put one super fast quilt, and this one is called Lickity Split, and it is strip pieced with great big strips of fabric. It's so much fun to put together, and it goes together just like that. So we have a whole book called Fast and Fun, and in Fast and Fun, we have a really super fast quilt. So
that's great.
You'll love that.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're a first-time person, you can rest assured that all of my books have at least one super quick and easy one that you'll want to try. Now, we've changed the fabric on this. This is adorable, and it did really, really well, but now we're going to be doing florals. And what we chose to do is to take, this is from the same line of fabric. Isn't it pretty?
So pretty. It's very vintagey looking. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Vintagey.
Yeah. It would have been a quilt that maybe I would have seen whenever I was a little girl. It's that old. Oh. Okay, so remember a few minutes ago I talked about sometimes your number 1 fabric could be the darkest?
Oh, yes.
Here's you a good example.
That is a good example.
We chose this to be our number 1, and you can put any fabric in any position, and you can do this too. If there's a dark color that you really like and you want it to be your focus, no problem. So we're going to put this in the number 1 spot right here, and then our number 2 fabric is going to be this floral, and it's going to go right here.
Wow, so gorgeous.
So this whole quilt will just be patches of these 2 colors. Isn't that great?
Yes.
And then we divide it with this great, what color would you call that?
It's it's a little bit of an orangey pink. It is a pink, but it has just a little undertone of orange to it, I think.
It's
gorgeous.
It is a gorgeous, and see how well it goes with both
persimmon,
of these?
I guess maybe that's what they call
persimmon
that.
is a good color. Yeah, good name. Okay, but you can see how it's in both fabrics, and that will give you a resting spot for your eyes. When you're looking at a quilt, you need a little bit of a rest. So this would just, if it was all this way, it would just be a little bit too much. But look what I did, just enough of a sashing that it allows you to have a resting spot in between super busy prints. So we have our fabric 1, 2, and 3, and the kit number is 8022019. Garden Memories. Lickety Split is your pattern. It's available in both the book and as an individual. So you get to choose. Buy 3 kits, get the book free, or take 1 free pattern with each individual.
Love it. Love it. So our next quilt is called Courtyard. And what a fun, easy quilt again in Fast and Fun. We have just a bordered block here, and then just a very simple block that's put together with 4 identical little squares here. So it's very quick, very fun, and we got some great fabric for you on this one. Let's check that out. On this one, we have chosen to go with some reds, which I love. I love the red and white look, just like I love the blue and white. It's just, to me, so yummy.
It is. It reminds me of the red work embroidery that I taught you when you were little.
Yes, I'm very, very drawn to that. So our number 1 fabric has this great vintagey floral on it, and it will be here in the border. And then our number 2 fabric will be in the back. Wow, what a great texture on this fabric. And it'll, of course, be here in the alternate blocks in the border. And then our number 3 will be the little windmill parts in the border and the center of our squares.
You know, that's fun. This looks kind of like a windmill, and these look like they're little spinning flowers.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Cute? I love it. I love it.
We have to get our stories in there.
I know. So I just really think this is going to make up beautifully. The name of this kit is Crimson Terrace. The number is 8022018, and it is the Courtyard pattern available in the book or as an individual pattern.
I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, next we have a great quilt called Urban Chic. And this particular one is such a romantic looking quilt. So it's great. It'd be a great Mother's Day or Valentine's Day pattern. And it has the marching blocks that I talk about, but they're a little bit larger because we do that with a 4-patch. So let's see how easy this one is to put together. And this one has this gorgeous, it almost looks like it's a watercolor.
It does.
Rose on this one. It is really pretty. So this one will go in the number 1.
It is just striking.
And I like using it in the quilt, but I also like to really show off my number 1 fabric sometimes in the border. I just think it adds a little oomph. It's almost like the number 1 is like an accent color here and in the border to really draw it all together. So that's the number 1 fabric. Compare your number 2 and 3. And of course, we picked up those colors from the roses. So this will be your number 2 fabric. It becomes the backdrop so that you can see your design. And then the number 3 fabric is this green. And I love polka dots. So, well, you already know I love green.
Yeah.
But I like the polka dot too.
And I like this. It almost looks like it's been stitched, like it's been sewn, the design on
that's
there. It's really
true.
cool.
That is true. I hadn't noticed that. So we both see different things in the fabric. That's cool. Okay, so this one is called Rose Garden 8021720. And it does come with the individual pattern, or if you buy 3 kits, you can get a book that has that pattern in it called Fast and Fun 3-Yard Quilts.
All right, our next quilt is called Trellis, which is pretty cool because this really does look like a trellis. I love the way that this block is made to give this motion, almost like it's being put together in a tricky sort of way, although it's not. So let's put this on the table and let's check out that block just a little bit more. So I just love how simple this block goes together, but it has that little bit of a trick of an eye to it, which is so different. So it's really hard to tell where it is. So our block is here. So I'm just going to use our cropping tool and lay this down. And you can see that basically it is a square with a border on it. And this is done in units. So this was done as a unit, then this one. So it's really very, very simple.
I love doing a quilt
easy.
that the movement comes from just alternating your blocks around.
That is really a lot of fun, and it makes us look like we're just so amazingly good.
Yeah, all your friends will go, how did you do that?
Exactly.
And you can say, I'm not telling.
Yep. No, go visit fabriccafe.com and you can do it too. So our fabric on this one, now this fabric would go in my home perfectly. It would look so good, and I love this. I know
It would.
you've said it several times in different videos that I have a little bit more of a modern taste on some of my quilts, and this one will go together so well, and I can just see this in my house because I have the grays and the reds and the whites. Just amazing. So our number 1 fabric on this is going to go right here, and this is this gorgeous kind of tone-on-tone vine that's very simple and kind of modern. And then the pop of red is just great. That is going to be our number 2 fabric, and it's going to go everywhere the beige is. And I love that the red is going to go on the border because that's going to give you a really nice frame.
Yeah, this one is a little light and airy. This one is going to have a lot of substance and sophistication.
Richness to it, which is really going to be great. And then our number 3 is this wonderful polka dot. Now what's kind of interesting about this polka dot, it's not a directional fabric, but it almost reads like it has a little bit of a line to it, which is kind of cool to me. And I love these together. And this will go everywhere you see the blue and on the border, which is perfect for framing that red.
Right. Love it.
So this quilt is called Midnight Garden, and the number is 8021781. The pattern is called Trellis, and of course it's available in Fast and Fun or as an individual pattern.
Love it. And if you fell in love with the patterns in this, remember you can get the Fast and Fun book free when you buy 3 kits and skip the little patterns. If you just want 1 kit, you get 1 free pattern. But another thing that we have is that we have all of these books in print, and each book has 8 patterns. Each pattern is written in 3 sizes. So if you see a quilt and you say, how can I make it bigger? The answer is in the pages of these books. And we have a great collection of books, and we call it our book bundle. It's 1 low price, and it is free shipping. So you'll want to check that out as well.
Absolutely. Well, this was just so much fun today. Putting all of our quilt kits together in florals was just a blast.
And now you can have the best of all worlds. Fast, fun, and
floral.
That's right.
I love it. So if you enjoyed our video today, please hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell so you get notification of any upcoming videos, and share it with your friends.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.